If you were excited about the prospect of seeing the Lucha Bros coming to WWE, I'm afraid I have some bad news. Straight from the desk of Fightful Select, unfortunately, it looks like Pentagon Jr. and Rey Fénix will remain with AEW for the foreseeable future. Let's get right to it. This comes straight from Fightful Select, right at the top. The Lucha Bros are still under contract with AEW and will be there for a bit longer. I'm not going to read the whole report, just going to give you some tidbits and then give you my thoughts on this because I have a lot to say. Let's get to it. Earlier this summer, Fightful Select reported that their contracts, Rey and Penta's contracts, were set to expire this year, and WWE was interested in signing them. Penta even told sources back in June that he had been in contact with WWE. He mentioned that he and his brother were a package deal and wanted to go straight to the main roster, not NXT. AEW found out about this and even saw evidence that one of the brothers was discussing their plans to join WWE, probably Pentagon. They decided not to sign with AEW. AEW offered them contracts and had plans to use them at All In. I believe it was going to be a trios championship match, Pac and the Lucha Bros Death Triangle. Well, Pac ended up winning the trios titles just with the BCC. That was supposed to be Penta and Rey Fénix. I think we all know about that. But because the Lucha Bros chose not to sign, that didn't happen. That being said, apparently, the Lucha Bros didn't communicate to AEW they were planning to go to WWE. They just decided not to sign. Regardless, the Wrestling Observer, Dave Meltzer, reported that AEW extended Penta's contract by a few months due to time he missed because of injuries. Now, Rey Fénix, it was more than a few months. It was significantly increased. This matches what Fightful also heard, as WWE sources confirmed that Fénix wasn't going to join WWE anytime soon. This is crazy. Listen to this. Fénix missed over 6 months from October 2023 to June 2024, and he had other long absences in 2022 and 2021. All of that was tacked on to Rey Fénix's contract, meaning he's going to be stuck in AEW for what feels like a year. A full year. Yikes. When AEW extended Penta's contract, he tweeted that his present is AEW. It seems like he was hoping that Fénix wouldn't also have injury time added to his contract, but there's still a chance for more time to be tacked on. So he might be stuck there for an even longer period of time. That depends on how petty Tony Khan is. And if you're asking if Tony Khan is petty, yes, sir. They said they haven't heard of AEW using them anytime in the future, but if they were to be used, they would be there to put people over because they're getting ready to leave. But the good news is, they're still getting paid, right? They get to sit at home, or not sit at home, but get paid regardless. So why complain, right? Reports came out before, and I did talk about it, that they did sign with WWE. That didn't happen. Nobody put pen to paper. No one signed anything. And apparently, the WWE has not spoken about this. They haven't officially put out a word about the Lucha Bros coming in. All we know is that both Pentagon Jr. and Rey Fénix have had time added to their contracts because they missed it due to injuries. Let's talk about it. This is bullshit. I could end the video right there. I get it. Fulfill your obligations. You signed a contract for this amount of days, for this amount of time. When you miss those days, you have to make up for it. Part of the reason why fans got sick of the WWE was stuff like this. Vince would hold these talents hostage under contract when we knew they didn't want to be there. How many people have gone to social media under Vince and said, we asked for our release. We don't want to be here anymore because he doesn't want us here. Vince was using these talents to go in and put people over and then would take them off TV for a long period of time. And then when they would use them, it would be stupid, laughable gimmicks that buried them, that made them look like fools. And so when AEW came around, man, it just made things so much better because these talents didn't have to be held hostage anymore, and they can go to this AEW and become legit stars. Stars that they would not have been under Vince McMahon. And what made the product, what made AEW so great, wasn't just the on-screen product, it was the fact that behind the scenes, everyone was happy, they had creative freedom, and if they wanted to leave and go do other things, they could. They wasn't being held hostage. See, unfortunately, I hate to say it, Tony Khan is learning under a tree that isn't Chris Jericho's tree. It's Vince McMahon's tree. And I don't give a damn if this is common with TNA and WWE and AEW. When the WWE was doing it, I hated it. So I hate it now that Tony Khan's doing it. If they don't want to be there, let them go. Period. Why hold them there? Why have them there? You're not going to use them. You're not using them now. You asked me the last time Ray and Penta were on TV together. Exactly. Tony doesn't care about them. They're not important to him until it's time to put someone over, which is ridiculous. One of the hottest tag teams have been since the start of AEW is the Lucha Bros. And I know he knows that, but creatively he doesn't know what to do with them. They're stuck. Both Ray and Penta are stuck at the same level they were at when AEW first started. And that is the fault of Tony Khan. That's no one else's fault but the creative. If they were being used better, featured in main event scenes, or at least winning championships, and they still wanted to leave, I can somewhat understand Tony Khan being hesitant about letting them go. But you don't even use them. They're not your favorites. Clearly they're not. Look at how much time he's given to Kyle Fletcher. What's his name on Saturday Collision? Hologram. He's getting more TV time than Ray and Penta, and both Ray and Penta are better performers than him. It's because Tony doesn't care about these guys. Fine. Let them go. I just hate it when I watch these shows and I know these talents don't want to be there. You see it in their performance. Okay, so they have obligations. You know what? Buy them out. Pay them the rest of their contract and let them go. That wasn't a big deal for CM Punk, was it? Let's go there. CM Punk was a lot more valuable to AEW. Tony didn't let him stay. He got rid of him quickly. Okay, well, CM Punk hit people backstage. Sure. Cody Rhodes. Tony doesn't even fight for talent that were more valuable. Tony has his favorites. Tony likes people that think he's awesome. He cares about people that think AEW is the best in the world, and if you don't, he's going to treat you like garbage. Who do I know does that? Who do I know? Oh yeah, Vince McMahon. This is a Vince McMahon move. And I never thought Tony would do this. I've always, at the very least, knew Tony to be that kind of guy that understood, you know what? At the end of the day, you want to go? Bye. If you want to come back, the doors are always open. That's the right way to go about things. You don't see Triple H doing that. They want to leave? Bye. You want to come back? Sure. If you keep this up, forcing talent to stay when they don't want to, you will have less people sign with you. This is a surefire way to make people go, I don't want to work for AEW. All this does is create a toxic environment for everyone involved in AEW. Because you have these guys that clearly don't want to be there. So what's going to happen is they go out there inside the ring, give subpar performances because they hate being there, and they'll have a bad attitude about it backstage. And who pays for that? We do. And the locker room. And all you have to do is just tell the people, Ricky Starks, Miro, the Lucha Bros, and anybody else, you don't want to be here? There's the door. I want to work with the people that want to make my company better. It doesn't matter whether you're low on the card or in the main event. You don't want to be here? There's the door. There's so much you can do with the roster you have now, with the people that want to be there. And then you got people who want to come in and work for you. To me, what makes a healthy wrestling ecosystem is the idea that we could see certain talent from AEW go to WWE and vice versa. The Lucha Bros have done everything they could possibly do, at least under Tony Khan in AEW. He's not going to push them as single stars, but that's his decision. Fine. If that's the case, let them go to WWE. Let them maintain their stardom. Not just for the sake of their popularity, not just for the sake of their value, but also for the wrestling business. Because the Lucha Bros sitting at home and getting paid does nothing for anybody. Also, the Lucha Bros being on TV and having subpar performances because they don't want to be there does nothing for anybody. It's just a waste of time. Just let them go. Don't be assholes. You don't need to hold them hostage. They don't really need to fulfill their contract duties. You could let them go. But Tony's choosing not to. And that's fine. That will come back to bite him. Because now, Tony, more and more as the days go by, you look more and more like Vince McMahon. Which is not an image you ever want. Are you just as bad as Vince? You will never be just as bad as Vince. But damn it, you're getting there. You certainly had the stench of a Vince McMahon with this move. I don't like it. I think it's pathetic. And I think more and more, it just hurts AEW's image. That now talent are forced to work there. You don't want talent to feel forced to work there. Yes, they sign contracts. But if they want to leave, let them go. Let them go. It's just common sense. That's my thoughts. Give me your thoughts about this down below. I'm very curious to know what y'all have to say. But thank you guys for watching. Do all the YouTube things. Like the video, subscribe, and click that bell to catch all my content when it comes out. Follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and donate using PayPal, Patreon, Cashapp, and Venmo. I love you all, and I'll catch you guys next time right here in Alyx's world. A place that is, was, and forever will be a safe space for wrestling fans like you. Peace.